Listen, we have to be careful because manipulative people will weaponize love to the extent that we will just flat out feel like love just isn't enough. What's up, QC fam? It is Queen Chef, also known as just Joy, chef, author, healer. I'm a chef by trade, writer by gift, healer by nature. And I like to teach and facilitate healing based on 4 pillars. That is self-love, energetic alignment, addressing inner child wounds, and purpose discovery. So first off, no hike today. I'm out of town. I'm out of state, actually. For those of you who have seen other videos, I've been talking about relocating to a new state. So I'm not in Florida at the moment. I'm not on my usual walk where I record. I am actually sitting outside of a coffee shop in Charlotte, North Carolina. I came up this way to do a birthday brunch in South Carolina. And then I took the opportunity to also come visit Charlotte, North Carolina, because I haven't spent significant time here before. Anyway, just thought y'all, might want to know what I got going on. But so what I'm talking about today is people weaponizing love, specifically toxic people. I have personally experienced this, and before I really get into it, before I break it down, let me give you an example of what I mean. And per usual, when it comes to matters of healing, I am always speaking from experience or facts. So speaking from experience, my experience has been one of the main ones has been, you'll literally tell somebody about something they've done to offend you, right? You'll tell them how they might have used a tone you didn't like, or they might have, or let's say this is a good one, because people, especially people close to you, always like to use this one. Let's say you found out somebody was talking about you behind your back. You found out there was some gossiping happening about you, and you go to somebody and you go to them and you let them know that, like, hey, I know what was said. I know that y'all were talking. Like, I don't appreciate that. Like, I don't think that's cool, right? And instead of this person addressing the actual issue that you brought to them, instead of them being honest about what actually happened and having accountability about, instead of taking accountability for what they've actually done to offend you or addressing the fact that you're offended, they want to deflect. And not only do they deflect, but they'll say things like, well, yeah, I might have said that, but it's not like I was talking about you to a stranger. I was, we're all amongst family. We all know each other. And then this is the kicker. This is the love part where it just becomes like too much. Well, yeah, I said that, but I wasn't talking to a stranger, but I love you. Like, I've literally had people in the middle of discussing offenses, discussing things that they've done to offend me or to hurt me, and I let it be known, and they will literally, in the middle of that, say, but I love you. Now, there was a time in my life when that really used to piss me off, and not only did it piss me off, I really hated what it did to me and what it did to my concept of love, because for a long time, for many years, I walked around saying love just not enough. Somebody will tell me they love me, and I'm like, okay, well, that's nice. A lot of people love me. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, because if you are a person who does get a lot of love, whether it be superficial or not, like, you just get shown a lot of love. And I don't mean people being in love with you, but you get shown a lot of love or support or whatever, it can be mistaken as love. If you get that, it's not as special to you, especially when people weaponize it against you. And that's what happened to me. Like, for years, I would literally say love is not enough. Love on its own, love by itself, is not enough, because I started to feel like if this is what people who love me do, I don't really care to have, like, it's not that important. It's not that significant, because people who love me talk about me behind my back. People who love me are constantly criticizing my characteristics. People who love me are constantly talking about things they don't like about me way more than they talk about anything they do like. Like, if this is what people who love me do, like, I don't really need it. It's not that important. So for years, I carried that around. I carried that in me, just thinking that, like, love on its own is not enough. You need other things. You need loyalty. You need respect. And now, it's not that is still true. However, love, I am all about love now. I am all about unconditional love, true love, pure love, love with good intention, because the difference now is me understanding the frequency of love, me wanting to always embody love, exude love. That has changed how I see it, because love is the highest frequency. But it's a double-edged sword because it's such a powerful thing, because it's such a high frequency thing. Now people will take it like they do with any powerful thing. Anything that people deem as a powerful tool, they will take it and they will weaponize it. They will use it to manipulate. And that is what people did with love. But that's what people do with love when they disregard how you feel, or they disregard something they've done to you, and push that to the side in the name of, but I love you. Yes, I did such and such, but I love you. And with that thinking, if you're always hearing that, if you hear that repeatedly when you try to confront issues with people, you will start to feel like it's not enough. You won't care about love. Love it won't matter, because it's like, this is what people who love me cheat on me. This is what this is. Like, I don't really need this. It'll really turn you. But I really want to encourage people, because I've been there. I have been there. I really want to encourage people to get in touch with more self-love, because it was not until I did the real healing, the deep dive healing, beyond the journaling, beyond, like, I did everything. It's getting a little loud out here now. It's getting active in these streets. But it was not until I did the deep dives, I went and handled my root issues, that I was able to really start giving myself love, really start feeling what love is supposed to feel like. And now my love for me is so unconditional that I understand the frequency. I understand what it's supposed to look like. I understand what it's supposed to do for you, because I gave it to myself first. And I know that, y'all, I hate cliches. I hate cliches too. Like, I know that sounds so cliche to say, love yourself first, love yourself first. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's preaching it. But I hope that in these explanations, and I hope that me giving you these personal experiences will demonstrate for you how true some of these cliches are. That's how they got to be cliches, because people said it over and over and over. And the reason it was said over and over is because it was believed, because it actually works and it's real. And because Lord knows I hate a cliche too. I hate a freaking cliche too. But the reality of a lot of them is they came to be so popular or so cliche because they have truth to them. When self-love gives you so much perspective. You get to see love and experience love from a pure place. The place that you may not have gotten to see it in childhood. The place you may not have gotten to see it in that toxic relationship that you thought was going to be the one. You get to see love in such a different way. And it's most impactful and most powerful because it's coming from you. You learn to love you. You learn to trust you. You learn to accept all of you. And how I got started on that journey was, first I had to reintroduce myself to myself. I had to get to know myself, like, deeply. I have a video about that. Go find that one. It's on here as well. I had to really get to know myself again. And I'm gonna let this truck pass. Once I did that, once I really got to know myself again intimately, what I like, what I dislike, then my next step after rediscovery was acceptance. I had to really accept who I was in the past, who I am becoming, who I desire to be. I had to really just accept all of me. Even the parts of me I didn't like, even the parts of me that were constantly criticized, I had to just accept all of it. For me, one of my biggest ones, again, a personal example, one of my biggest ones was accepting the fact that sometimes I am mean. Like, I heard somebody say in a podcast episode, when shit gets stupid, I get mean. Guilty. I have such a zero tolerance for bullshit. I had to accept. But the reason that accepting that was important is because I spent so many years like denying that part of myself. And by denying, it was like either actively trying to change it, or just flat out acting like it wasn't true, or it didn't exist, or it was somebody else's fault that they made me. And then finally, when I got to that place of rediscovering myself, I had to accept, like, yeah, I am mean sometimes. I absolutely am. And it's absolutely necessary at times. Now, it's never necessary to be rude, to be nasty. I'm not that. But depending on who you ask, I might be mean. Depending on our experience, what the situation was, what the circumstances were, I might be mean. I might be somebody you could consider mean. So the point is, I had to get to the point where I accepted all of the parts of me, even those that I was trying to improve on. Because a lot of times when we're trying to improve and when we're trying to grow, when we're healing, we try to ignore those parts that pushed us to needing the healing. We try to ignore those parts that we don't necessarily like, or the parts that get overly criticized by other people. We try to ignore them. But that self-acceptance that has to happen before you get to true self-love, you have to accept all of you. So now I'm at a point where I love all versions of me. I love all sides of me. And I did not get to this place without addressing those inner child wounds, without addressing those things that got overly criticized, without addressing, I didn't get here by just continuing to deny. I don't do that. I force myself. I worked through getting to the point where I accept even the things that I didn't like. And now today, there may still be some things that I don't necessarily like. They're not my favorite parts of myself, but I love all of me. I love me in totality. And that's what made the major difference for me when it came to really experiencing self-love. Now, you're probably wondering how the hell we got to a self-love talk and we're supposed to be talking about how other people weaponize love. Because once you get to a place where you experience the true self-love, you're able to call out the false love in others that much quicker. You're able to notice and recognize. Because see, the very first time somebody did that to me, I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it quickly. It was just like, all right, okay, well, yeah, that's true. They do love me at least. And look how that sounds. Well, at least they do love me. Like, no, it has to be, you deserve to have real, true, and pure love. And when you experience it from yourself, a pure being, a pure entity, when you experience it from you first. And a lot of people will talk about the love from spirit as well. But even that, I've gotten to times dark enough where I've questioned it. I've gotten to times dark enough where I had to wonder, like, I ain't really feeling real love by God right now. Like, I can admit that I've gotten to those places. And because I know somebody's going to come and say, well, I've experienced true love because I know God loves me. I know spirit loves me, whomever is the God of your understanding. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But you still have to love yourself in that way. In fact, what I really truly like to say is when you love yourself the way that spirit loves you, that's when you're experiencing true self-love. When you love yourself in that way, purely, unconditionally, that's when you're experiencing true self-love. And when you get to that point, it's way easier to call out fake love. It's way easier to see when somebody is weaponizing love against you, or they're pretending to love you in a way that allows them to disregard when you're offended, or disregard how they've hurt you in the name of love. Oh, I know I hurt your feelings, but I love you. There's no but. I love you. Because it does not have to be one or the other. You can absolutely hurt my feelings and still love me, but that does not remove the accountability factor. That does not remove the fact that you need to take accountability, and you need to do something about the fact that you hurt me. And you need to do something about the fact that I'm asking you to acknowledge something, change something, improve something in order for us to stay in connection. Because the love by itself alongside the offense, and the offense just continues, that cannot stay. That cannot maintain a connection. You can't continue to hurt me and say, but I love you, and expect the connection to stay intact. So if a person is not giving you that true and pure love, which includes being accountable, which includes caring and acknowledging when they've hurt you, despite their pride and despite their ego, because most of the time that's what it is. Most of the time that's what it is. It's one of those people who either is very toxic, very manipulative, or does not like to apologize, or does not like to be called out when they're wrong. It's usually those kind. It's always those kind. Let's be real. It's always those kind. But I hope that I've conveyed what I really mean when I say people really will try to use love against you, use love as an excuse to do other things to you, use love as an excuse to not improve on the connection, to not grow with you. And this is how we outgrow people. It happens to the best of us. This is how we outgrow people. But anyway, I don't want to make this too long. Please remember to subscribe if you're new here. Please like the video. In the comments, drop me a comment if it resonated with you, if it was helpful to you. I really, really appreciate it as I'm trying to grow this channel. And thank y'all. Y'all be well. I'm going to do the same.